Welcome back to Forest Truck and Adventure. This week we're taking my 1985 Toyota Landcruiser camping. We're going to be canyoning to some amazing swim holes, cooking some amazing food, and adventuring like never before. This is going to be a great video. There's a massive wildfire happening off that way in the distance. You would think hiking in the desert you wouldn't need water booties, but for where we're going, we're going to need them. Without these, your feet just slip around so much, it's hard to get any traction. And we don't want to hurt our feet when we're way out here. All right, we've arrived at the river. We're gonna go ahead and hop on in and get to some canyoning. It's almost like a natural water slide. I'm gonna have to hold the backpack up. We've got a lot of expensive camera gear. I gotta dive in this pond. Oh, that's cool. Somebody made a dam here. It's almost a natural water slide. You can tell by the way this river's flowing over millions of years, it's just carved out this granite canyon. We made it to the top of our first small waterfall. We're about to enter in this super deep canyon. I bet you there's another deep pool down there. There's a big carving in this rock. You can tell where the current used to come down and swirl. We are deep in this canyon right now. There's a bunch of holes in the side of the wall. It looks like maybe these are holes where birds live. It used to be way underwater. It looks like it gets a bit deeper up ahead of us. Are you ready to swim?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Time to go for a plunge.
Sydney took the swim. I think I'm gonna have to put my backpack on my head.
Okay, now we gotta start going by foot because it gets super overgrown. So below me are Native American grinding holes. This is what they used to grind herbs, nuts.
All right, we're back walking on dry ground temporarily, but luckily it's not too far. These water shoes are really good at giving you blisters if you walk too far on dry ground and get too sweaty. Oh, check that out down there. There's an amazing hole just behind me. Sydney's already found her spot right there. Ooh, it gets a lot deeper fast. Oh, it's a lot colder too. Unfortunately, the GoPro attachment I have doesn't allow me to get the camera wet because of the microphone. The rocks are so mossy, you have to climb like a seal up onto them. Oh, we made it up onto the rock. I think Sydney's found her happy place. So Sydney wanted to rate my diving skills at the last hole, but it wasn't deep enough. This is about 7 feet. Let's see what I can do. Okay, I got a 9.5. That cliff right there looks perfect for cliff jumping, and I think it's deep enough. Oh, check it out. Another grinding stone. right, guys, we just arrived here at camp. I'm gonna go ahead and get the tent set up. So, we're gonna be camping in a ground tent this time, but luckily for us, this campsite's got plenty of very flat spots, and we're right next to the river. And there you have it, folks. That is the sleeping quarters for tonight. It's always a good idea to twist the valve on your auto-inflating mattress. That way, after you're done with your campfire and food, you don't have to wait a couple minutes for it to inflate.
So we got salmon with some brown rice and avocado for dinner.
That's a pretty good looking dinner. There's a good amount of bugs out here though, so I think I'm gonna get a fire lit. All right, guys, I'm gonna monitor this fire and get to eating some food. I've actually got something exciting I'd like to try to cook for breakfast today. Honey bread. I've seen this done on the Outdoor Boys YouTube page. I'm sure many of you have as well. So we don't have a fire going at the moment. That's going to be the first step in order to cook this bread. So I added yeast, flour, sugar, and salt into this bag and kneaded it for a good long time, 30 minutes. And I believe it's ready to go. We've got to go find some smaller sticks for the kindling. We had big problems last night trying to light a fire. It just rained in the last day or so. So all these logs that are laying around that are bigger than a couple inches, they just won't light. All right, guys, so I've got a nice fire going here at ground level. I've also got a nice flat spot here on my rock. I'm just gonna take a little bit of my tinfoil here. And we have our bread dough. I'm gonna make a bread ball. Okay, we've got our bread here mashed into a nice ball. I'm gonna put it inside this tin foil. We'll put it here. And I'm gonna throw this on the hot coals and let it sit for about 30 minutes. So I'm gonna let it sit right there next to the flames, but not on the flames, for about 30 minutes. And I guess we'll find out if we need a pair of tongs to take it out. All right, what you making?
I have sausage and pancakes. I got sausage, pancakes, and I made myself a cup of coffee. Cup of motivation.
All right, I put the bread in at 10:30. As you can see, it's almost 10:50. We're about ready to pull it out. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes. I'm gonna pull this bread off and make sure it's all the way done cooking. I'm gonna have to set the camera down in order to get this tinfoil off. Not quite done yet. It's still very sticky. I'm gonna let that sit back in there for a couple more minutes. Okay, I'm gonna try to pull the bread out of the fire here and let's see if it's done. Well, the one side of it for sure burned because that was right against the flame.
It doesn't look bad.
Well, I have to cut into it.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the finished product. Okay, so here's the finished product. Sydney just brought over butter and honey. We're gonna cut this thing open and spread it on here and see how it tastes. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that this is all the way done on the inside. So you just lay a bit of butter down on it, sprinkle the honey on the top, and let's see how it tastes. The outside's a bit crunchy, but the middle's completely soft and tastes really good. All right, I have to say I'm very impressed with this. Let's try one more slice. I'm also gonna give a slice to Sydney and see how she thinks it tastes. The bottom's nice and hard and burned, but that's because it was right over the open flame at first before I realized you have to kind of remove it off of the flame just a little bit. And I think next time I'm gonna add something to the tinfoil so it doesn't stick to the dough. We'll sprinkle just a little bit of butter on it. Bite into that.
Whoa.
I'm very impressed.
It's like nothing we've ever really tasted before.
I think we should make this more often.
All right, now that we're done eating, I think it's time to get the dirt bike fired up and go for a little adventure.